Welcome to the 13th of June at Gasper Cottage. Over the past months, I've really been enjoying watching this completely self-sown verbascum grow and grow, and it's finally in flower. Across the front of the house, the rose is over. There goes another petal. But lots of things have come on hugely with the rain that we've had over the last week. The garden's really appreciated that. The sweet peas are glorious. I'm cutting them every couple of days. They fill my office with scent. Particularly the little old ones, they have the strongest scent. And the other glory of this year, remember, these cornflowers. And I've got a mixed selection of different blues. And this one's very pretty, blue and white all at the same time. Looking out towards the Hunky Punk corner. But as you come round the corner there, you get this rose, which at that time of day is in the shade, but it picks up the evening sun. And such a delicate bloom. Sadly, no scent. The Hunky Punk corner is now getting very green. But as you come along the new planting, it's amazing how much growth there's been. The voluptuous. And the nemophila is mixing really, really nicely in with the Nepeta and the cerinthe. Cerinthe has been a revelation to me. I haven't really grown it before. And it's just a wonderful combination of colours. But the bees love the Nepeta. One of my first dahlias, very exciting. There will be plenty more. And across the back of the wall, that rose is looking heavenly against the wall. Down in the secret garden, in this shady corner, which just gets this little scrap of morning sunshine and then goes into deep shade for the rest of the day. And in the theme of self-sowers, I have these fantastic hollyhocks that have put themselves in here, which are pretty much head high now. And across the centre of the garden, the mix of textures and colours and tones, the spikiness of my cardoon, and the softness of the grasses. That's the Carl Försterer, which is wonderful movement in the wind. But there's lots of blues and purples. I just love the way that grass moves. And I'm not the only person that loves the Nepeta. They are both a bee magnet and a butterfly magnet. Down the main section of the Eudora, it's all a bit green at the moment, but there's some lovely movement with the grasses. The steeper is particularly gorgeous in the evenings. But down at the more kind of railway end, the foxgloves are still hanging on, and there's plenty of colour. Particularly these geraniums, they're very, very good, and a little bit of sanguisorba tanner in there. And then as you come up, you almost lose the transition between that section and the top planting. But the orchard in the morning is just a magical place. The sunlight comes in. It's interesting, the statue actually stays in the shade for a little bit longer. There's a tree out in the field that just keeps the actual statue in the shade. One day the tree will go. But the pond is looking good, although, the flag iris have gone, but the water lilies have come through. And, I was complaining about the trees, but they are beautiful. But the wind in the grasses at the moment makes a magical effect. And the trees are now starting to be laden with little tiny baby apples, giving me huge hope for apple juice to come. And as you come out of the orchard, you get this lovely view through what will eventually be my yew arch, down to the bench at the other end and the pergola. But the garden here, those box blobs have had a nice cut from Jack this week, and they're looking wonderfully amoebic in form. I've discovered this new view from that spot where you can get us a 360 view of the garden. This was still with the dew on the garden in the morning, and it just changes the tone and the feel. The Nepeta in the pots it's a Six Hills giant, but they haven't grown very well at the moment. I think when we cut them back, which will be fairly shortly, Jack plans to get them all out and probably divide them. I think they've got a bit tired and they need new compost. This rose is not tired. It is the most vivid colour. But there's no vivid colour around the corner, but shady and cool and lovely. But then you get back to vivid colour in the red bed, which sits kind of at the heart of the garden. And it's fantastic. The rose is going over. However, the dahlias are starting. So this dahlia is a dark foliage, but with a bright orange bloom. And as you can see, the bees like the single flower. These poppies are wonderful, but the big fat poppies. And the mix of the flower shapes and sizes makes me very happy through here. They're all very similar colours, which is this sort of bright orangey red, but set against the cool greens, there's a delicacy which saves it from being monotonous. It's just a wonderful array as you look along the bed.